Hey everyone, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we will be doing a very big job. We will be replacing my clutch along with various other components that should be done when replacing your clutch. Before I get started with today's video, give this video a huge thumbs up, consider subscribing, and check out my Amazon affiliate link down below as it helps out the channel at no cost to you. Now this video will not be a DIY, just kind of our experience of replacing the clutch. And we're very fortunate today to be able to use a lift on this because it is a very big job and would suck not to do on a lift. So I'm gonna throw you guys in a time lapse and we're gonna get to work. All right guys, so we dropped the drive shaft. Unfortunately, we couldn't take it all the way out. It's like caked on to the back of where it mounts to the diff. My center support bearing is beyond toast, so that's gonna have to be dealt with in another day, but we have access to the transmission and now we are going to start removing the actual bell housing bolts and drop the tranny. We also had to cut my exhaust, as you probably saw, because I live in New England and everything's rusted in. All right guys, I think we got all of the bell housing bolts out and now all we have to do is drop the transmission. So I want to give a quick shout out to this company called Aries, and they gave us a bunch of adapters and they work great. We've been using them in the shop and to just break bolts. Some of our things are 3/8 and we want to adapt them to 1/4. They sent these out, they work awesome. I will leave a link below to this company called Aries. They're impact grade and they're awesome. So we're gonna now try dropping the transmission. Hopefully it just pulls back and comes out easy. So all right guys, quick update, the transmission is now out. Here's a look at it. Here's a look at the throwout bearing that I think this was causing my squeaky clutch. And we have the shifter fork right there. Let's take a look under the car. And that's a look at our pressure plate, our flywheels under there. I will be replacing the flywheel with another dual mass flywheel and another OE clutch. So I think we're gonna probably do the pressure plate, clutch and flywheel first, and then work on replacing the things in the transmission, such as some like the output and input shaft seal. Sweet. Guys, this is my pressure plate. Look at all those heat spots on it. The clutch doesn't look too bad, but the pressure plate does look bad. The actual friction disc doesn't look horrible, but definitely need to be replacing. I think this was original on the car. So now it's time to do the flywheel. This is not going to be fun. I have a feeling these bolts, and the flywheel looks like junk too. There's a lot of heat spots on the flywheel too, so. All right, so I want to give you guys an update about what's going on. We have the new rear main seal in with the pilot bearing. We put the gasket under it, and we did everything on the transmission place, replaced all the seals, all the shifter rebuild kit, and it is now time to mount the flywheel, clutch, and pressure plate. So we're gonna do that now. It's been, everything's kind of been a little difficult, but stuff has been going smooth so far, so. All right, so I just want to update you guys again. As you can see, the flywheel's in, the clutch is in, the pressure plate's in. So interesting thing is what you do is you put the flywheel alignment tool in, let it go all the way through here, and then there is a piece, I'll show it to you guys in a second, that needs to spin off. So you take part of the alignment tool, just the screw out, and then the rest of the alignment tool is stuck in here, and then you can unscrew this piece that is holding in these springs on the actual pressure plate, and then you can pull the rest of the alignment tool that's in here. So let me show you guys that. So this is what happens. It's kind of like this. This is the piece on the actual pressure plate, and then you have the clutch alignment tool right here, and then you spin this piece out. I know mine's super crooked, don't know why that's how I got it from Luke's, but you spin it out, and then just this piece is left in, then you undo the little lock on the pressure plate, and then the rest of the alignment tool comes out, and we are ready to put the transmission back in. Everything's done to the transmission that we wanted to, besides the input seal. We had some issues with that, so we decided not to do that. But it's now time to put the bell housing back to the car. So guys, we're making pretty good progress, and it's been going well so far. All right guys, so it is time to conclude the video. The clutch is done, feels great. I didn't finish filming the rest of the job, the putting everything back together, only because we were running out of time and it was getting late and I wanted to get the job done. But with that being said, I want to give a massive shout out to my friend Matt and his brother TJ. Without them two, I probably wouldn't have been able to have my new clutch installed. They were a huge help, and being able to use his brother's lift was an absolute godsend when doing this clutch job. I do want to make a couple notes. The clutch does feel much better. My clutch wasn't fully worn, as you saw with the pressure plate and flywheel had all these random weird heat spots on it. I will say I had the factory clutch. That's what I pulled out, and I put back in the factory clutch from Luke's, and it is, I like the weight. The weight isn't too heavy. If you do want more of a heavier weight, don't go with the factory clutch. Definitely stick with the dual mass flywheel, only because I did not want the chattering. I definitely think you should stick with that. We replaced everything in the transmission, all the seals, the pivot fork. We replaced definitely throwout bearing. I had a really bad squeak, and that is all gone. Definitely replace your throwout bearing. Another thing I want to note is I definitely recommend getting the shifter rebuild kit. Now, all this will be linked below, all the parts that I used and everything will be linked below, but definitely I recommend getting the shifter rebuild kit. My shifter rod connecting bushing was gone. This feels great. I have a little more, it's a little more stiff here. I also did a transmission flushed new fluid with Redline MTL, I believe it was. Feels great. Slips into gears. I thought my detents were going to be done. No, I think it was just the fluid. The fluid was beyond gone. BMW says they have lifetime transmission fluid. That lifetime transmission fluid is only around 100K. I have 181,000, so definitely needed to be replaced. And now goes into gears. Very nice. Really like the actuation of it. Feels great. So definitely recommend buying a whole shifter rebuild kit and doing all the fluids when doing the clutch. I will list all the parts I used below like I just mentioned. So I will leave you guys with this. If you guys want to do your clutch or are thinking about doing a clutch replacement, go ahead and do it. We didn't have really any snags when doing the clutch. We did a little more than what the actual clutch was. We did the guibo, we did the input shaft guide. I didn't do my center support bearing. That has to be redone in the near future. Reasons why will come on that. But I definitely recommend doing all the seals. I definitely recommend upgrading. There's this little pivot fork that's plastic in the transmission. I recommend getting a metal one. But basically, give yourself more time than you need. Don't give yourself an expectation on how long this is gonna take. Don't say, hey, I'm gonna be able to complete it in 9, because chances are you're gonna run into snags and you just wanna go slow. And definitely make sure you get all of the bell housing bolts off before trying to separate it, because we ran into that and it's just not pretty. So make sure you have some e-torques, because that's what you're gonna need, and make sure you have plenty of long extensions and you'll be able to tackle this job. If you guys want to know all the parts that I used on my clutch replacement job, I will have them linked down below. That is all I have for today's video. Thank you guys so much for watching. Hit that subscribe button, like this video, check out my Amazon affiliate link down below, and I will catch you guys in the next one. Peace out.